What's going on, guys? Kulprit here, and welcome to my newest Let's Play. This is Prison Architect, if you haven't figured out from the title of the video already. I am loving this game. Now, I picked this game up for about, I don't know, 10, 12 bucks, somewhere in there. I've seen it on sale in the Humble Store and Steam sales and things for $10 to $15. Absolutely worth it, totally worth it. I've enjoyed this game a lot. I would have been totally satisfied $50 or $60. It's just a funny little game. Now I understand that games like this appeal to me. I've told you guys time and time again, I'm an efficiency guy. I love to try and figure out the best ways to do things. If you're watching this on my Let's Play channel, which is Kulprit Gaming, you'll see my Timber and Stone Let's Play that I did so long ago, and I'll get into that another time. But it's kind of the same. It looks totally different, same kind of game. There you're building these, these structures and castles and forts and things to protect your citizens inside, keep the bad guys out. Prison Architect flips the script on that, and now you're building a prison, obviously, to keep the bad guys in. And it's just, to me, it's a new little wrinkle on how to play. Now, even this game can be tough, it can be easy. But even when you lose and you get frustrated, you laugh about it. It gives you a good laugh. So what I've done here, one of the cool features about this game is there is a planning mode. So basically I started up a new prison. For those of you who have played the game and kind of wondering what I did, medium size, generate forest. I didn't generate lakes or buildings because I was worried that it might be buggy and I didn't want to run into trouble down the line. So I just didn't do that. That's a feature they just added. I've actually, for those of you who know, I will link in the description. I streamed my very first experience with this game. So if you want to see a guy kind of mess up a lot and totally butcher his first city, go check that out. You'll get good laughs out of it. I've watched it. I will link it. It's unlisted on my channel, on my main channel. That is Kulprit008. I will link that in the description. You can go there, you can watch it. It's like 3 or 4 hours, but if you want to see a prison burn to the ground, go check that out. This now, I've probably got 20 to 30 hours. I've got more than 20, no more than 30. Last I looked, I had 20 hours. That's how I know. In Prison Architect. Now, I kind of moved away because I was waiting for their newest update. They do monthly build updates kind of thing. And so now they brought that out. And then they've basically, I'm excited to see, it kind of made the game more difficult. The prisoner AI is a little more prone to try to escape. They're a little more moody, these types of things. They've made money harder to make. Once you kind of figured out how to make money through workshops and stuff, it was pretty easy to make money, and plus high security prisoner and stuff. A couple of prisons I got, it was just like money was no issue after a couple like an hour or two, whatever it was. Once you had your system set up, it was pretty much you're printing money. So it made it harder to get. You make less. So while I have a lot of hours in this game, this build right here I'm relatively new. I'm kind of a newbie. I'm sure I'm gonna mess up, which is good. I'm not sitting here telling you how to play the game. Clearly not. I'm going to tell you my best ways, and I'll talk to you about it a little bit as we go along. But understand that the game's kind of changed quite a bit. So as I'm revisiting it now, I'm going to make mistakes, absolutely. You're looking at the design in front of you. I've tried a couple different things. Some things I've wanted to try more to test it than to see, than a theory that it's the best way to do it. So what I did is I went ahead and kind of planned out. I was getting at this and I got sidetracked. One of the cool features about this game is what's called the planning mode. You see down here. Click on this and it brings up all these icons. Now, so you guys that haven't played the game, this might look strange to you, but basically this is the signature. Let me zoom in here for walls. You see this here. It's pretty easy. It's a blueprint mode basically. This is for walls. These hollow squares are walkways, and these are objects. So again, if you haven't played the game, this is all strange to you. Some of you guys that do, it won't make sense to you. Basically what happens to those of you who haven't played, you get truck deliveries down the street. Now there's a new function with the gate and things, the street gate and stuff. I'm not going to put that in yet. We'll mess with that down the line. I just don't need it yet. So let me look at my design overall. You get all your supplies and prisoners that come in this way. You'll see here, this is my main gate. I have basically, this is a fence. Fence is free. What I always do in every prison, I always perimeter in the entire outside of fence. Why not? It just gives you that buffer in case someone breaks out, because I always forget, as I build stuff, to fence off these little areas and things. So this way I have a little catch-all, so to speak. So here you go. Here's my main gate. Here's your garbage, where your garbage goes out to go onto the trucks. I don't know what this is here. What I do is I like to move deliveries indoors. I like to be able to let the inmates kind of go and get the stuff they need, and I'll get into that. So basically, I was going to design it all with you, but I figured that would be really boring and it would take too long and slow moving. So I designed the base core of my prison here. Now I'm going to just touch on a little bit with you guys here to give you an oversight of what we're going to be trying. And what happens for those who haven't played the game is this blueprint is on your map the whole time. So now as you go through, you make money and you start new projects and build and add on. This stuff is here. So you can just kind of follow your own plan. Now you can see here, I don't have a full prison planned out. This is kind of my starter prison, my core, my infrastructure, my backbone, if you will. The things I want to build right away, build build pretty early. You're gonna get some. I'm gonna get some grants that'll help me with that, because if you don't hit a certain point right away with that first 90K, I think it is, you get it through grants, unless they've changed that. If you don't start making a profit and things, you're gonna have a really hard time. So you're gonna see I have, revenue generator set up in the workshops. I have a big kitchen and canteen thing, cafeteria to feed the prisoners. You got to keep them happy, in essence. Think it's kind of like The Sims. They have need bars and things like that. If you're not doing that, they will riot and they will kill each other. They will kill guards. They will break down doors and escape. Again, if you want to see a lot of that, go check out my initial first experience stream, linked in the description. So I'm going to give you a quick walkthrough for those of you who have played it and wondering why I strategize things. Main gate here, remember, this is going to be a fence. That's probably one of the first things I'll have my workers do. This is an inner wall. Depending on how much money I make, I might upgrade that to quote-unquote an outer wall. It's more a robust wall. It's harder to tunnel under. Yes, the prisoners will tunnel. It's pretty crazy. But sometimes I don't even get to that if I don't have the problems. Like I mentioned, so main gate, come in here. I like to make it pretty wide. There's a reason for that. Let me get to that, because you see here, it's a 4-wide corridor, 2-wide path. Over here, 4-wide corridor, 2. The reason is because when you start pathing patrols, guard dog patrols, guard patrols, I like to have the extra space, because what happens if you set a patrol right next to each other, they kind of combine the patrols. This way, let's say right in, well, that's not a good example, right here, right in this little choke point, I can get 2 patrols to go right by each other, never touch. So therefore, it just helps with the AI, and I like it. Now, a lot of you guys say, wow, this is really spread out and not a very efficient use of space. Well, what happens for me is I don't usually have a problem with space. So for those of you who don't know, you can buy property out here, you can buy property out here, you can buy property out here, you can even buy it across the street. So space isn't such a big issue for me. I like to actually plan my prison out so that I have room for expansion. And what you find is as the prisoners are right on top of each other, more problems will arise there. So I like to give myself a little space. Now, the thing I'm going to try here, this is pretty typical for me. These are the offices, for those that don't know. You can hire staff. Right here you can see warden, workman, guard, and as we get to them I'll explain to you how that is. That's pretty standard down this side here. I do that, just it makes it almost a bigger wall. The prisoners can't get through there even less. These are my utilities. This is a water pump. If I need a water pump and a electric, I like to do this because I keep basically one is going to cover the south side of the map, one's going to cover this. Again, you see the utilities up here. This way as well, once I kind of buy up into here and expand, it's very easy to wire up. Again, I'm trying to think ahead. This right here, obviously, this is kind of the new thing I'm doing here. I'm pulling deliveries inside, and I'm going to put them very close. And now, the reason for that is as they unload the trucks, I want to very quickly and easily, this would be a staff door here. This is a heavy steel prison door. This is a heavy prison door. This is a heavy prison door. And basically what that is it's an airlock, basically. I'm going to have a guard posted in here. I'm going to have a guard posted here. I may even have a guard posted in here. Yes, I hire a lot of guards because what I tend to do is I tend to go high security at some point. Now in the beginning, as we start out, we're going to go normal security. We might sprinkle in some low security, but the money is in the high security. And if you have a good functioning prison and you have a healthy workshop revenue, that's the way you should go. Plus, it adds a little more challenge. High security guy, you look at them wrong, they'll shank you. So I'm looking for challenge, and that's why I go that route. I'm just not gonna do that from the start because A, it's not smart typically, but usually I do switch over pretty quick. But with the new money issues, I don't want to kind of make it too difficult for myself and have a total wasted prison, and we got to start over. The idea here, though, is, again, we unload the trucks, make it very quick, because this is very time-consuming, unloading these trucks. The trucks will get backed up, as a lot of you guys know. I want to get this stuff in. This will be a staff door, so my workers can get in and out of here very quickly, unloading the trucks, getting everything in here. What this is, these are the workshops. There's 2 workshops, 200, actually, I think they're slightly over 240 square feet, 10 by 10 by 24. Actually, you know what? I could be wrong on that. Let's see. Did I do this correctly? Yeah. See, there you go. The space is 10 by 24 for 240 square feet. That is the max on a workshop. That will allow you to put 20 people, I think, working in the workshop. If you count them up, I have what these are all signify saws, and these are presses, 10 and 10. Everybody's got it. These are tables here for the finished product. So what I want is, again, efficiency. It's the most time-consuming process is to go get the raw materials. So the guys working in here are going to have to walk down here, get the steel or whatever it is, I can't recall off the top of my head, and then bring it back to their saw, work on it, boom. That is the most time-consuming part. That kills your profit. If the guy's walking through the hallway, he's not making you product. He's not making anything, any finished good for you to sell. So this makes me nervous. I won't lie. I don't like the idea of the metal shop this close to the outer wall. Usually I like to have a buffer with offices and maybe a cleaning supplies closet or something. But I'm trying this here. It's an experiment. We're going to see how this works. Again, I want ideally the workshop as close to the front door as I can, because I want deliveries, my delivery storage close to the front door as I can, so there's less commuting time for the inmates to just, I want them on the sauce, I want them on the presses, I want to making me money, right? That's the goal. So again, this is kind of experimental here. Now, adding to that, so since I put this here, I don't know if I mentioned, this is my visitation. I'm not a big fan of visitation, so it's a very small room. If I end up needing more, obviously I have room here to expand. If this becomes a problem, I'm worried about this. Like I said, this is where they get their weapons and tools and things to take back to their cell. Problem, right here I got this. It's going to be a door. It's going to be a metal detector. This is not a staff door, but this is a staff door. This is a staff door. Now, again, I have a straight shot now all the way over here. I'm going to touch on this because this is another big important one. This is my kitchen. Looks huge. Previous builds, you had to have a big kitchen. It wasn't very efficient. One nice upgrade for this build is that they let you have multiple kitchens. So I'm going to see how that plans out, but I'm still going to go with the classic big kitchen, big canteen, and I'll get into the details of that in a second. Basically, these I think are all cookers, so it's a block of 4 here, block of 4 here, block of 4. You know, I like to hire a lot of cooks. I let some prisoners work in there if I have things under control. These are sinks for cleaning the dishes. These are sinks for cleaning the dishes, and these are all refrigerators. So as you know, a lot of these cooks, well, you want them in here cooking, because if you don't have food ready for the prisoners when they wake up and get in here, you're in trouble, right? So I want to have plenty of production. These are serving tables, two serving tables back to back, serving table. These are all the regular seating table, 2 benches and a table. But basically, what I want is that, the chefs, the cooks, spend a lot of time walking to get their supplies. They got to get the raw groceries, basically, and bring them back, put them in the refrigerator. So this, at least, I couldn't, you see, I could have moved it into this block here, right? And that would have been really close. They can get there. But what happens is then as you expand your prison, right, and you expand out over here, you're going to have cell blocks over here, and then your prison is going to be over here. When the prisoners wake up, you want them to get to the cafeteria as quickly as possible, because they're hungry, they're agitated, they're angry. It's going to make them riot if they don't eat, right? So I want to push this to the left as much as possible. Now, the wild card is, like I said, now you can have multiple kitchens, you can have multiple canteens. You were not able to do that until this build. So this might be an outdated design, but this is what I'm going to go with for now until we get into it, and I'll build off that. I'll learn. So I just wanted them a nice, easy, straight shot right in here, staff door, right into deliveries. They can get their groceries, get right back. Straight shot, very efficient, no traffic, nothing impeding them. So it should be as efficient as I can get. So in the cafeteria, I like to put these. I'm going to have 2 bathrooms here, 2 bathrooms here. These are probably like a row of TVs. And these are going to be a row of payphones. I like to have a lot of things. So, I give them typically about 2 hours to eat. Usually it doesn't take them that long. So this way they can top off social, like a family or whatever they call it, on the payphones if they want. They can entertain themselves with TVs. Whatever other needs they have, they can top off while they're in the canteen time. I'm not a big one for common room. I haven't seen a big need for that or big payoff for having it. So I kind of stay away from it. I will put one in just because I'm going to have extra money, usually and extra space. But not yet. So again, let's get back to here. This worries me, right? I don't like this so close to the front door. Now theoretically, prisoners will have no way of getting from here. Again, I have a heavy gate here. This is going to be all staff only, which is high security areas. Big prison door here, prison door here. So that's 3 doors they have to get through to get out. That's pretty good. Again, guard going to be here, guard going to be here. If I want to, I can always add another gate here. I can add another gate here. There's options here. But this still makes me nervous. I don't like it. And so what I did was I moved right here. This is going to be my dog pens. Kennels, I guess is what they call it in the game. This is where your canine patrols are. And this is going to be my canine patrol hubs. And I'm going to have guys going out here out of the wall. They're going to patrol out here. I'm going to have guys that are going to patrol around the canteen and the cell blocks, whatever. But this is the hub. So they're going to constantly be coming and going out of here, coming and going out of here, coming and going out of here. So I'm figuring by situating this right here, I'm obviously going to have one coming in here and patrolling as well, looking for contraband and things, people acting up. The kennels, the canine units are big suppressors of prisoners. They're scared of it, obviously. They'll kick their ass. So I figured by putting this right next to this will help me quell any issues I may have with that. And when I did that, what I said was, screw it. You know what? I'm going to put this is my holding cell. That's another big problem area. I don't like to use my holding cell very often as much as possible, but sometimes I have to. Sometimes you have to. And this is, if you don't have them satisfied in the holding cell, they will riot very, very easily. This might prove problematic. I may end up moving this up over here just to get them a little closer, to the cafeteria. Another issue is they don't have. I'm gonna have 2 bathrooms, probably a couple payphones. We'll see. May change out the showers. We're gonna just see what goes on. How much I end up using it. Again, I try to not have more prisoners than I have capacity. It might be 1 or 2 night thing until I can get cells built for guys. But 1 or 2 nights or 3 nights, that's not that bad in a holding cell as long as all their other needs are met. You run into problems when they start living here for a while. This is my infirmary. It's actually bigger than you need. You don't need a very big infirmary, but I kind of had some space. The morgue with 3 morgue slabs for dead bodies. Hopefully we'll never use them. We will see. This, I believe, is just kind of a cleaning closet. Looks like 3 spaces by whatever. That's for cleaning supplies and guys that clean the whole. This is going to be the staff room so that my staff can get resting. Again, I want to have that somewhat in the middle so that like these guards in here, these guards in here, they don't have to go very far to get their rest. Again, all the chefs, all the, ideally, these are things you want in the middle so that there's not much of a commute time, not much of a walk time. And here you see, this is my solitary. I like to have a lot of solitary. I'll tell you what, this is probably going to go out here too. I tend to put pretty long solitary time for punishment because I want those guys that are causing trouble, I want them removed from population for a while so I can get things under control again when they get released, so now I have better control. So I usually need a lot of these cells. They're actually not very expensive, so there's really no reason. Again, I'm not one that's worried about space, so this will probably expand. I like to have this central, so this actually might end up coming out over here somewhere when I do finally expand, because it's just, you'll find your guards are always taking people back and forth from solitary. So, and this is my standard starting cell block. This is, obviously cell. This is 20 cells. This is 20 cells, 1 prisoner per. So that's going to give me a 40-person capacity. That's pretty good to start. Hopefully by the time I'm full at 40, I'm making some profit. I'm making some workshop money and stuff. And then I can start building more elaborate cells. Because you see right in here, these are my communal showers. This is just how I've done it. It's how I find works best. I know it's a little wonky that you walk in through the main gate. There's going to be metal detectors here and a main gate. And a guard probably stationed right in here. Probably going to be another gate here, maybe locked open, but just in case of a riot, I can close it down. Drains and showers and stuff. I know it's weird that you walk in through the shower into the cells, but the reason I do that is because, when the prisoner wakes up, he's going to piss. There's going to be a toilet in his thing. And then, obviously, right away, he's moving down this way. Oop, that's not what I want to do. He moves down the hallway, boom, hits off a shower real quick, and then boom, time to go eat. He's right out the door, right in this door, grabs some grub, sits down. I probably have to add some more doors in here that I'm looking at it. But you get the idea. I like to make them work in a flow. If you have the showers up here, what like a lot of people do, like, so let's say this guy, wakes up, takes a piss, shoot, I got to take a shower. He walks all the way up here, takes his shower, then he's got to walk all the way down here for the cafeteria. I get it. It's more immersive. It makes more sense, but to me, it's all about efficiency. It's all about flow. That's how I do it. Now, you'll find, hopefully, after this will be the only one I'll do. And what I usually do is, as I build more elaborate, I will go and build more. I build them with each individual cell having a shower, and I find that quells a lot of issues. The guys are kind of locked up. They wake up, they take their piss, they take their shower. They haven't even seen another inmate yet. So those needs are met. Sleep need met, piss met, sanitation met, shower. Those 3 are big problems. So if they're met before they even hit the hallway to go get a grub, which is kind of the last big one, you're doing pretty good. It costs a little bit more, but not very much. And we'll get into that when we get into that. Now, one of the other big changes, like usually what I like to do is usually like this would stay my low security or normal security, and then I would just go right into high security guys, bigger cell blocks, more security, more security cameras and things. But they allow you now to make multiple kitchens, multiple canteens, as I mentioned. So I might take advantage of that and just almost down here make a whole separate prison, almost within a prison, its own canteen, its own kitchen, its own laundry, its own yard, maybe its own workshop. I don't know, and just have that be all high security. We'll see. That's kind of the idea. As I was designing this space kind of stayed open, and I wasn't really sure what I'm going to do. So what I think I may do is when the time comes to expand, we'll see. I might just expand up here and out this way, and just continue to leave this kind of how it is, so that I can just come in and maybe make this just a whole high security area, because I want to get into high security because that's where the money is. So I think that would be the best idea. So that just about wraps up the oversight of this. So basically what I'm going to do is I will probably cut this episode here. This is just going to be a quick little intro as I go over the plan for my prison. I'm just looking quick to see if I missed anything, and I did miss something right here. Again, you see the walkways. Again, same idea. Like they're 4 spaces, 2-space walkway. I don't want anybody running into each other and things. And again, I want to be able to have room to path the patrols without them touching it. To me, it's a big thing. It just bothers me if I can't do it. This is the laundry. I'm not sure about this. Again, this is another thing I'd like to have more central. Again, it looks central right now, I understand, but as I put cell block, cell block, cell block, and buy this property over here, it's starting to get out of the way. But I'm told that you can now have multiple laundry rooms. So as long as that function works, this will be fine, and I can have another one over here and over, whatever I need. But in the previous builds, that didn't work. You had one laundry, and it had to be central. And a lot of times, like, I would tack it on over here, because you can see this is going to be the heart. This is the heart of the prison. Everything's going to end up getting built around here, because, hey, food is king, man. The one kind of fault I don't like with the design, though, is, like I told you, everything about flow. The guys wake up, they take their piss, they come down, they get their shower, or maybe, eventually they have their own shower in their cell. That's fine. They come down, they get their food, they do that. I might give them a little free time. I haven't really thought about the regime yet, but they do whatever needs, and then boom, it's work time. Now, usually I like to have the workshops fairly close. Like over here would probably be a pretty good spot, honestly. They, because they come down here, they've showered, pissed, and slept, and they eat, they go out this door and work. And I've done that before, but the problem I write is that to get raw materials, then you're walking all the way over here to get them, and back, and here, and back, and here, and back, and all that walk time really cuts into your production. Now you're going to say, well, why not just put the deliveries over here? Well, that's probably a better answer than the opposite. But then what you're doing is, as you're unloading trucks, you're walking from the trucks here, and it takes forever. And like I said, trucks get backed up, and it's a pain in the butt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try it up close here. If I run into a lot of problems, I will scrap this and I will move it. Again, that's kind of why I'm leaving this area open, and I'll come up with an alternate plan. That's what we're going to do. But that's what we're going to be looking out for, is how these workshops work. Are they super efficient and making tons of money? Are people escaping? That's a concern of mine. So that, and probably, like I said, the laundry might be an issue. But this is kind of a little scary to me. I have two big problem areas. The workshop area is a problem, which actually I don't know why I wouldn't put the door right here. I probably will put the door right here. Let's just switch that around. The workshop is a problem area. Yeah, I'll do double, just so I know. That should be fine. The workshop's usually kind of a problem area, and a holding cell can be a big problem area. So I'm trying to mitigate that danger with a big kennel here with the canine patrols. And of course, I'm going to have other, guards and things. Like I said, I'm going to have guards posted, at least probably one in here. I might even have two in this little airlock. Basically, they have to come through this door. Now, a guard has to open that door for them. They go through, gate closes behind. Now, same thing. They come to this door. For those of you who haven't played, a guard literally has to physically come here, open the door for them to go through. So that's 3 gates that they have to go through. Sometimes I like to leave this gate locked open because, it's enough redundancy that I can do that. But we'll see, because this is just a staff door. So it kind of worries me that theoretically they could break that down. And then if this is locked open, then that's it. There's just one door to get out. I could always add a wall here, another staff door, that kind of thing. We'll see. Those are the nuts and bolts we're going to get into. I'm going to wrap this up now, and then next episode we're going to get right into it. I'm on pause now. I'm going to unpause it. We're going to get right into building it. We're going to start laying the fence work, taking the trees out, those types of things. Like I said, get right into it, get building it, because like I said, you got to do a lot of work right away to get the bones and infrastructure built and going. Because if you fall behind and these prisoners start coming, now you can't turn that off, but you want to get prisoners in because you need revenue in. You can basically squander your entire prison right in the first hour of gameplay. So come back for the next episode, guys. I know this one was boring, but it's what we got to do, and I know some of you that have played appreciate this episode and how we're planning things out. But thanks a lot for watching, guys. I will see you next episode.